हेलो बच्चों, तो कैसे हैं आप लोग? क्या देख रहे हो? तो अच्छे ही होंगे। दिस इज अभिनंदन ओवर हियर फ्रॉम माय फ्यूचर टेक फॉर डिजाइनिंग योर फ्यूचर। वेलकम यू बैक।
Yeah, fine then. We'll start with the presentations. So, I guess, yes, I have told you, right? I have told you about like what is initial screen. I have told you about this menu items. I have told you command line prompt. I have told you, and I have just shown you about little bit of your transactions. Okay, so I think this much I have explained you. Today what we are going to do is we are going to see some transaction codes. So there are many different transaction codes we have, and most of these will be used. So I have just taken a screenshot of whatever I had listed out. So these are the transaction codes that we are going to use it. I'll just show you after the class also how we are going to use it or what purpose we are going to use it. No need to remember all the codes. You will understand as and when we are working with the system. You will understand what code is used for what. Like whenever I want to create a program, then I'll use SE38 edit. Like this is the ABAP editor screen. Like want to create the program, then use this transaction codes. I'll use SE11 transaction code for looking at the dictionaries or databases, whatever the data has been stored into a database, that will be stored into SE11 transaction code. Yeah, we have another transaction called smart form. It will be used for creating a smart forms. Yeah, in this also we have it's not listed out over here. SE93 is there, that is used for to maintain the transactions, and SE91 is also there, that will be used for creating the message class. These every little thing we are going to see it as and when it is required. Okay, so for time being you just understand there are something called as transaction codes, or also we call these as T codes. T codes. So transaction codes or T codes are the little bit of instructions where will be used to transact between the screens, or to do a particular operation we require these transaction codes. Okay, so this you need to understand over here. I'll repeat it once again, you don't need to remember all the transaction codes right now, but just go through these transaction codes and understand what are these, or what we can do to using these transaction codes. Okay, so as and when we will go further, we'll see this key where these will be used particularly. Okay, so next is your like if we are like any of the transactions, like say I'm using SE38 transaction, then directly from this I cannot go to any of the transactions. Like I'm in a SE38 transaction, and from that SE38 transaction I directly cannot jump to SE11 transaction. I require to go to my initial screen first, and from initial screen I can go to SE11. Like I'm in a SE38 transaction, I'll use this button, whatever I have marked it on the screen over here. I'll use this button to go back. I'll come to this initial screen. Okay, this is the editor screen we have. I'll come back to the initial screen, and from initial screen again I'll put this SE11 transaction. So SE11 transaction code, then I can move it to data dictionary. Okay, so I can use it like this, or if I directly want to go from SE38 to SE11, then I can use this /n. So here this /n will be used to go back from one to the main screen, like any of the transaction from that to main screen, or else I can directly use it like this. The SE38, I'm in a SE38 transaction. If I use this /n SE11, then from SE38 directly I'll go to SE11 transaction. Okay, so this is how I can use. I'll just demonstrate you with this afterwards. First we will understand the things. Okay, So now let me show you this. That will be better, because at the same time you will be understanding the things. Okay, so this is my initial screen, what we have it over here, and from the initial screen I want to go to any of the transaction. Let's say I want to go to SE38 transaction. From here I can go, fine, no worries with that. After entering this, I can click this button, that is this correct button, or I can press enter button to go to the transaction. So you can see here, so this is my like source code and all those things. This is ABAP editor in the sense, here I'll create the program, and from here I'll write any of the program. Like I'll go to the editor and write. Now in case I want to go to any other transaction, let's consider a transaction S11. Okay, so you just observe this. I'll type S11 over here and I'll press enter. If I press enter, I'll not go anywhere. I'll stay in that screen itself, in that transaction itself, because going from one transaction to another transaction directly, it is not possible in ABAP or SAP. So if I want to go to SE11 transaction from SE38 transaction, I need to go back to the home screen first. So this is my easy access, the first initial screen we have it over here. From here I can put SE11 transaction. If I enter now, I'll go to next transaction. Okay, I'll just enter it over here. Just a moment. I'll enter. I'll come to this. Can you see here? ABAP dictionary. So this is the dictionary screen we have it over here. Okay. So clear with this one? Clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is one thing. Now I can go back and I can go to SE38 transaction, or another shortcut method that we have is I'll press /n SE38 /n SE38 directly. If I enter, so I can go directly from SE38 transaction to SE11 transaction to SE38 transaction. Okay, so this is how we can use the transaction codes or go back from one to another. Okay, I hope you are clear with this. So I'll just come back over here and we'll see the next part. Okay, so just a moment. Okay, so this we have seen /n or go back button, or why to use this back button, or why to use this /n button, and how to transact between the transaction codes. So this we have seen. Now we have another button called ending of the session. You can see this yellow button. This is used for end the session, or this red color button is there with X. This button will be used to exit. Okay, so either we have exit button or we have a log off button. So this also can be used. I'll just show you again with the screen how it is done. So whatever your this yellow button is there, that will be used for logging off, or whatever this X is there, that will be used for exiting. So understand this, what exactly do you mean by this? So whatever your, like we have /n option, that way we have /o option. So it will be used to create another session or to end the current session. So both the ways, I can use this for creating the new session, or I can use this for ending the new session. So ending the current session. So /o, you can see it over here, /o, creating new session, or ending current session. I'll just show you how to do that or how it has been used. One thing, or else we have this exit button over there. How to use this exit button? So exit button will be used for logging off, or else I can use this /NEX. /N is used to come onto the main screen and EX is used for exiting from the screen. Okay, so this will be used so to log off from the system if I'm working with many different windows. So multiple windows I am using, then NEX will be used. Then what is the difference between these two, log off button and NEX button? So what will happen is we'll just demonstrate and see rather than explaining it over here. We'll just see it in like scenario itself. Okay, just a moment. Let me go back to the screen over there. Yes, so we are here now. What I'll do is I'm in an ABAP editor screen. Now this is which screen? This is your editor screen, that is SE38 transaction. Here I want to use SE38 transaction in another window. Like I'll just close this one. In another window I want SE11 transaction also. Then how I can do? From here I want to go to SE11 transaction also. Side by side I want to give. So if I want to create another session, either I have this button, okay, create new session. This will be used only to create the new session. This you need to understand, only to create new session. Or else I have /O option, /O. If I enter, it will ask you, can you see here, generate, okay, new screen or end the current session. I'll click on generate. So what will happen is it is going to create another session of the same thing. So here you can see SAP easy screen, one thing is created over here, ABAP editor, second thing is created over here. So like this I can use it. And if I want to log off from here, I can use this. I'll go to this one and you can see this yellow button. I'll click on this. I'll just come out of this. Can you see this went off? Only one screen is remaining here. You can view down. We had two screens. One more screen was here. I have just only one screen now. So I'll just again create one thing. I'll just again say /O over here and I'll use this. Okay, and I'll click on generate. Now one thing you need to understand that whatever you can see this yellow button and /O or exit button, here the exit button is there, this exit button and /exe button, those all are same, but there is little bit of difference. I'll just show you once again. Okay, I'll just show you once again. /O is also used for logging off and this is also used for log off. Okay, so can you see here log off? Down there it is written log off. I'll just click this and I'll come to the screen. I'll use the same but with command /O command. I'll enter. This can be also used to end the session. Okay, this can be also used to end the session. I'll show you. I'll come over here. I'll enter /O in this, enter, and now I'll click on end the session. Okay, yes. Okay, which it is asking. I'll end this one. Now can you tell me what observation you have made for logging off using this button and logging off using /O command? What is the difference between these two? Can you tell me?
/O will give up next screen, sir.
It is also can be used to end the session. This is also used to end the session. This command is also used to end the session. But what is the difference?
In difference is in that it will directly exit, sir. It will not open another session.
Yes.
Yellow color.
Yes. It is rather than saying not opening another session, it's better to say that it is not going to give you the warning or it is not going to give you the prompt message saying that do you want to exit. Or if we try to delete something from our mobile phone or in a like any of the PC, to any file, if I want to delete, it will just give a warning first, like do you want to delete. It is same thing. If I use /o, it is going to ask me whether you want to start the new session or whether you want to end the current session. But if I use the button, it is directly going to end the session without telling you anything. The same thing happens with exit and NEX statement also. So whatever the exit and NEX we have, ENEX, same thing it does. I'll just show you over here. Okay, so whatever this is there, it is going to do the same thing. Okay, clear with the difference?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you just need to understand that if I use this button, it is not going to give me any of the warnings directly off. If I use the command, so this is called as command, /o is command. So if I use the command, then it is going to ask me first confirmation and then it is going to take the action. So this is the main difference between these two. Okay, now I'll just go further and just show you what the next part. So let's understand the business first. So consider any of the example of purchasing anything, like purchasing of bike in a company or purchasing of PCs in a company. Means I'm talking about company purchasing something from another company. Okay, now I think Manoj, you have worked on which module? You said
Sir.
Yeah, same thing. So you will be doing these things, right? So you have done the purchasing, you're creating a purchase order, purchase requisition, or these all the things. So you will be dealing with these things. So what happens over here is you are going to do these transactions. So what transaction exactly? So understand this. So I'll just explain it to Minal also, what exactly person does. So whenever or anything happens in a company, so first step is to create the PR. PR is nothing but your purchase requisition. So that is nothing but requirement. If anything is there, any requirement you want a PC, then you will tell that, yeah, I want a PC. So there will be, if there is no stock in the company, like already they have not purchased, they don't have anything, then the PR will be generated, and with that they will be having details of the product, how much quantity they want, what exact product they want, and all those things. So PR is raised and it is sent to the finance department. Now finance department, what he will do is here you can see it down over there. So we have I'll just change this color. So you can see over here, whatever your purchase department is there, it is going to ask for a finance department for approval. And if the finance team accept this, then we are going to place the order. Now, before placing the order, directly we won't place the orders. We will request for the quotations from different companies. I'll ask company 1, company 2, company 3 for some of the quotations. I want this product, you just send me quotation of your rates of this product in your company. So they'll send the quotations. You can see the step 3 over here. They'll send the quotations to us. Okay, so we'll take these quotations and the finance team will understand what is different things over there, where I'll get it a better way. I'll do the negotiation with them, and after all this, once the quotation has been finalized, what we will do is one of the company we will select and to them will place the order. So when we are placing the order, after comparison of the quotation, we are going to place the order, and that is called as purchase order. So I am giving the order to one of the company, and you have to understand that purchase order of one company will become the sales order of another company. So that is why we have added this into 5.1. So purchase order of this organization will become sales order of this organization. So this is how it works. Okay, so after this, what is going to be done is, once the sales order has been created over here, they are going to deliver the goods. So whatever the goods are there, they'll be delivering whatever the requirement was there. According to that, they'll send it. Now, once the good has been received, the next step will be invoicing and billing. These organization, whatever the organization from which you have collected the goods, they'll also send you the bill, that is invoice. It is called as invoice, and this organization will settle the bill. That means they'll give the amount to this. So these are the formal or normal steps any company will follow if they want to purchase something, or they want to have requirement of anything. Okay, so clear with these things? Manoj, I hope you do the same thing. You follow these same things?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Minal, you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are the steps you need to understand how we are doing the things. Okay. So now this is the work of MM person. That is nothing but material management person. Then why I am teaching you this? Because we are learning ABAP. Then why we are learning this one? So why means, you can see it over here, whatever your functional transactions is there. So whenever anyone use any of the transaction, the data will be stored into one of the database whatever we have. So whatever the data, whatever the things you do, you create PO, you create any of the PR, or you create quotations, or you do anything, the data will be stored into one of the table. So it is the work of ABAPer, we ABAPers, to understand and to know what are these transactions, where the data is being stored, and how it is stored. So it is us who is going to understand the requirements and all those things. Okay, so now what is the next step? Just a moment, just give me a moment. Just a moment. I'll be back. Just give me a moment. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. So I'll go further. Okay, so now ABAPer will never use this transaction, but he should know the transaction, because why? Because we are the programmers, and anything goes wrong. Like whoever the material management person is there, if he is facing any of the problem, he will tell you. Okay, because material management person will not know where the data will be stored, in which table, or in which format, or how, or why. He'll not be knowing these things. ABAPer will be knowing. So they'll ask the ABAPer, programmer, where and why, and correct me this. Okay, so you should know the transaction codes. You should know where the data is storing. So simply, example, if anyone is facing the problem in purchase order. So anyone is facing the problem in purchase order, they are going to concern the programmer, because programmer will be working on the programs. So we should know what is the transaction for purchase orders. So like this, I'll just show you few of the transactions over here. So we have the transaction codes MM01, MM02, MM03 for materials. So 01 for creating, 02 for changing, 03 for displaying. Similar way, we have the following things also. For purchase orders, we have ME21N, ME21, 22, 23. For sales order, we have VA010203. For delivery, we have VL010203, and for billing, we have VF010203. So Minil, you just remember that key for creating 01, changing 02, and displaying 03. So this is the best way to understand these things. So don't need to again remember the hard code remembering. You just understand where the data will be stored. So that is enough for time. Okay. Now what exactly? Okay. What exactly I mean by this? So whatever the data is there, that data storing into database is nothing but it is you might have registered onto so many things, like you might have registered onto Facebook, Instagram, or anything. So today you are going to register on a Facebook. Tomorrow whenever you are coming, you are again not going to register it. You are just going to log in, because whatever your registration is there, like your username, phone number, password, date of birth, everything, address, everything is stored into some of the database. Okay, that data is stored into the database. Tomorrow whenever you are going to that particular website, your data, like whatever the username and password you are going to enter, that will be taken from the database where it is stored. So yesterday you have entered while registration. Today while login, it is just comparing the data. The same thing happens over here also. Whatever the transaction is done, that transaction data will be stored into tables. So whatever the data we use to create or change or to do anything with the materials will be stored into the tables, and it will be taken from there whenever it is required. So this you need to understand first. Database, data is stored into that database. As per the requirements, it will be taken from that particular part. Now, which database? What database? So understand this. For anything related to materials, the data will be stored into these tables, like Mara, Marci, Mardi, or MVKE. These are the tables, database tables, where this data related to material data will be stored over here. Okay, so related to purchase data will be stored into these three tables. Related to sales order, here it will be stored. Related to delivery data, LIKP, LIPS, in this data it will be stored. Related to billing, VBRK, VBRP, or these two tables, here it will be stored. So like this, every detail will be stored into database. So this you need to understand first. I'll just show you, or I'll just demonstrate you what exactly the database looks like, or how the data will be stored. Okay, I'll just try to show you that. Okay, where we are, I'll go to SE11 transaction. SE11 transaction, I'll just enter it. I'll come over here. Okay, I'll just go back and then I'll go to SE11, because we are at the ABAP editors. So this is SE11 transaction. I'll put I'll put Mara table. Okay, so I'll put Mara table and I'll just click on display. Okay, so it will just take a time, because first time for a day we are using it for the first time. So Mara table will be used for storing what kind of a data? What kind of a data we are going to store using Mara? Whatever your material related things are there. So material related things you can see over here. You can I'll just tell you about this whenever we are using, but for a simple time being, you just understand material numbers, where it is stored or created on, when this material is created, type of the material, industrial sector, material group, like there's too many of the builds. You can see the data over here. I'll just show you the data also, what type of a data, like whenever the user is using with this, how the data will be stored into database, like this. The entire, whoever the guy is going to create the material, this will be stored over here. It's not that this only this much. Okay, not only this much, you can clearly see here you can clearly see here we have total of 181 fields. You can see over here 181 fields. From that only 17 fields you can see it over here, like 1 2 3 4 5, like this. We have only 17 fields over here. In that again we have 181 fields. So that much huge data is stored into one table. Like this we have Mara table, or we have Marc table, or VBAK table, VBRK table. Like this many different tables are there to store a different data. Clear with this one?
Yes, sir.
Manoj?
Yes, sir, clear.
Yeah. So this is what I wanted to share with you tomorrow. Same thing they have told, like if tomorrow if someone complains about the error in billing transaction, the billing transaction is done using these things, VF01, VF02 or VF03. So in this anything is gadbad hai, so I am going to check that into these tables like VBRK, VBRP, BKPF, BSEG. In these tables we are going to like find out. So as a programmer I need to understand the problem, where exactly the problem is, and I need to resolve it. Clear with this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll stop again over here. So because this is the basics, and I feel that you should go slow with